Hi there. How about a fun little weekend project? I think all of us, especially us ladies, although I have to say even my husband, love a sugar scrub. And you know, the kind you can get in the store, even the best of them, they have stabilizers and all kinds of other stuff, right? And your homemade version is just basically 3 ingredients: sugar, your oil of choice, and some sort of a essential oil, although that's optional if you don't want to include that. So you start off with just I'm doing a half a cup of sugar. Is that right? Excuse me, 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup sugar. This is just, you know, regular baking sugar. You can use a more fine grade. If you're going to be using it on your face, I would use a finer grade. This is just a regular cooking sugar. And then a half a cup of oil. Now, let's talk about this for just a moment. Why sugar scrub versus salt? Well, salt can be very drying for the skin actually, whereas sugar has 3 benefits. 1, it's a great exfoliant, just a natural exfoliant, and as you use it, as you rub it into the skin, it actually dissolves. What else? So they say it's a natural humectant, holds the moisture into your skin. So what I recommend doing is, like, if you're going to use this in your tub, then wait until at the end of your bath to use this, after your skin's nice and plump. Or I usually use it at the end of my shower when I've already kind of done all my sudsing and everything, and I end with the sugar scrub. The third thing is, and I had to look this one up, is that it's a natural source of glycolic acid. Believe it or not, sugar cane is a form of glycolic acid. Didn't know that. So there's another nice benefit for your skin. Okay, now as far as oils, I typically use, I'm trying something a little bit different this time. I typically use a fractionated coconut oil. This is one I've gotten. I think you can get it like at Whole Foods or Sprouts. I have bought it in the past on Amazon. This is another one that you can find as well. Now, notice it's fractionated versus an organic coconut oil. This one, in certain temperatures, becomes solid. Not something you want in a sugar scrub. So you don't want this. Now, this one at certain temperatures will actually become liquid, but you know, depending on the temperature, what time of year you use it, you probably don't want a solid version. So fractionated coconut oil is one. Now, they say that a coconut oil is an oil that really gets absorbed into the skin. This time, and it's very moisturizing though, this time I'm going to actually do half and half. I'm going to use half coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, and I'm going to use another half olive oil. You'd want like a cold pressed organic olive oil. So I'm going to do half and half because olive oil, as you probably know, is very, very moisturizing. Now I went and searched to see if there were some other oils that you maybe might want to try. I've done grapeseed before. It's not one of my favorites, and the reason why is its shelf life isn't real great. It has a tendency to go kind of rancid if you don't use your sugar scrub really quickly. Now in our house, it doesn't last very long in the shower. However, still at warmer temperatures, etc., it might not be the best option. But it says that it can actually help decrease clogged pores and clear acne. So it's great for a sugar scrub for your face. What's another one? Sweet almond oil. I have yet to try sweet almond oil. I've heard about that. One of these days I'm going to have to buy some and give that a try. It's a little greasier but very moisturizing, and it contains vitamin E. What else? And yeah, that's it. So olive oil, grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, and virgin coconut or fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so 1 cup sugar and a half cup oil. I've done half and half. Now, I would start with a half if you've not made this before. You'll mix it in, and then if it's too dry, you can add more oil. Better to have not enough and be able to add more. Although if it gets to be too oily for you, you can actually add more sugar to make it drier. And then I like to add just a dropper full of Argan, one of my great oil, right, for all kinds of things. Got this on Amazon. And if you want, you can also add some vitamin E, just like a few drops of vitamin E. What else? Then your essential oils. Now, a couple of my favorites are wild orange, and yes, I love doTERRA products. Any therapeutic, organic, high-grade essential oil is great. Be careful of what you find in the stores. A lot of times they're actually not organic. They'll say 100% essential oil, but actually you'll have a small amount of the oil in a carrier of some sort, which you don't want. You want a therapeutic grade of oil. Now, I like wild orange. My husband David likes that as well. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of peppermint in it, kind of get a little boost. This is great for if you take a shower at the beginning of your day and you want like a little extra pep. And what's another one? Lavender is great if you're using it in the evening or in your bath at night and you want to kind of calm down. Lavender is great for that. doTERRA also has a blend called Citrus Bliss, which I really like. Today what I'm going to do is try something a little bit different, and that is a half and half wild orange and geranium. Nice floral, bright, not sweet, real energizing. And if you're using this recipe, 1 cup sugar with a ½ cup oil, you can put in 20 drops of your favorite essential oil. I'm doing half and half in this particular recipe. Okay, let's see. I've already added, did I add my Argan? No, I haven't added my Argan, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then when you're done, you're going to want to put it in some sort of a container. Now, you can use an old, sugar scrub jar if you happen to have one around. This happens to be one by doTERRA, which I like, but theirs are not scented and they're not as, I guess, wet or as oily as I like. They're a little drier than I like, and they're not scented, and I really like to have a scent. I wouldn't recommend glass in the bath. You can buy these kind of jars like this. It's plastic. And you want, because you're going to be putting essential oils in it, if you are, well, even with the coconut oils and so forth, you want what they call a PET plastic. Just do a search for it. You'll find plastics that they're made to be used with cosmetics, and they don't absorb the essential oils or make them go wonky. So I highly recommend either using an old jar, or buying a PET plastic container to put your sugar scrub in. It's nice if it's tinted. This doesn't happen to be tinted. Essential oils are sensitive to light, so it's better if it's actually a tinted jar. But if if it's not in direct sunlight in your bath, then you're good to go. Okay, so I've got my sugar and I've got my oil, and I'm just going to mix the two together basically. And now some of the recipes they'll have you mix all the oil into the sugar, and then they'll tell you to add your scented oils, your essential oils. Well, then it might not be distributed very well within the scrub as you're mixing it in. So I would actually put it in your oil, which is what I did, so that when you pour it in, then it's already kind of blended in together. Now, what I'm just doing here is you'll see it's kind of, in the initial stages, it's a little goopy. And it's going to probably look like, at first, it's like, whoa, that was way too much oil. But it'll actually get drier as you blend it in. Another thing to know about sugar scrubs is that as they sit in your shower or your bathroom, you might have experienced this if you bought one before, is that over time, the oil and the sugar will separate. So what I usually do is I'll just, before I start, I'll kind of take my finger and swirl around inside to mix the oil back into the sugar to redistribute it so that it is back in solution, if you will. So we're about good to go here. I'll show you in just a minute. This is so easy to do, and it smells so good. One of the recipes, and I'll post a link with some ingredients, or the directions, I should say. One of them had added a little bit of take orange oil with some vanilla to make like a creamsicle. I haven't done that one yet. Okay, so here you go. So look at that. Look how yummy that is. And what did that take me? I don't know, how many minutes? I mean, it's really easy, right? Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it in my jar here, and then I'll have some sugar scrub to use whenever I want in my shower. And it's homemade, you know what's in it, you know there's nothing in it that's gonna be harmful for you, because remember, your skin is like the largest organ on your body, right? In your body, on your body. All right, hope you enjoy. Let me know what you do, okay? If you're gonna try some different oils, different essential oils, love to hear what you put together in your recipe. All right, till next time, bye.